So we're heading right into the jungle now.
The bad jungle. The black jungle.
Why is it called the bad black jungle?
That's what I call it because it's really horrendous here.
As in the conditions?
Conditions, some of the not so nice people are up here.
Scenes here are incredible. We've literally just arrived and maybe about 50 to 60 people are actually covering the car waiting for the shoes that Margaret has bought.
Hello. 41.
What's your name?
My name is Ahmed.
So how long have you been here?
2 months, 2 weeks only. I came from Libya. Food is nothing, clothes is nothing. We have 2 options, die or UK. We need a better life,
Now there's actually a fight going on because someone's pushing.
Hello?
Have to be calm.
Can I?
Shut the door! Shut the door! Shut the door! Shut the door! Oh look! Shut the door! Shut the door now! Young man, shut that door!
That was chaotic, Margaret, honestly. They're in such desperation.
And they're bad up there.
The amount of fatalities and injured was staggering.
It had gone off right by where I'd been waiting at the crossing.
First responders from British Transport Police were coming out of the tunnels and sorry, it was very clear that there were really mass fatalities.
At 8:50 a.m, 3 bombs went off on underground trains just outside Liverpool Street and Edgware Road stations and on another travelling between King's Cross and Russell Square.
Crossed the road and was just going down Tavistock Place when there was this large explosion behind me. I thought, oh my word, there is something going on, but I had no idea what it was.
We're also getting reports this morning of an explosion, a bomb explosion in Russell Square. Some eyewitnesses say it was in a litter bin, and some eyewitnesses also say that it blew the top off a bus.
Michael Townsend from Fleckney was leaving a meeting in Tavistock Square where there was an explosion on a bus. He's blind and was with his guide dog, Tom.
I couldn't get across the road. Somehow the crossing was broken or something was wrong with it. So in the end I took courage in my hands, thinking, oh, well, there must be something going on in London, because I could hear all the sirens and so forth. Tom, the guide dog, he turned the wrong way. He turned right instead of going straight forward, and I told him off. I said, Tom, you're going wrong. But he refused to go forward. He went right, and then, oh no, Tom, we're lost. Whatever are we going to do now? There was not a soul in sight. But suddenly I've ended up at the building that I was going to, and as I walked in through the door, they said, oh, Mike, we're so glad to see you. So Tom had actually found a whole new way through London, which was absolutely amazing because it's quite a new way, and we hadn't walked that way before. He'd done something which guide dogs said was impossible.
It looks like a HT cable blue. Yeah. Okay. We don't think it's terrorist at the moment. Okay. All right. So.
Whereupon the news flash came in that there had been a second electrical explosion, and I said, "You don't get 2 electrical explosions in the same day. That I'm going." One police officer who was sat, physically shaking, said to me, he said, we're waist deep in bodies. It was just a horrific mess.
Reverend Johnston coordinated chaplains from across the UK to look after rescue workers who were coming to terms with the tragedy that was unfolding around them.
So we would go and just make sure they were okay, that they weren't on duty too long, that they were fed, they were watered, because you can be stood on a cord and you can't go anywhere. These kind of little things often get forgotten. So we made sure that they had stuff to drink, that they were looked after, that they were okay.
52 people lost their lives and more than 700 were injured as a result of 4 suicide bombers.
I'm so glad I had the dog. I really do not know what I'd have done. I could still have been at that crossing when the bomb blew up and, well, not be here talking to you.
As you can hear, the horns are blaring ferociously here on the Welford Road, and it's destination King Power Stadium. Everyone is trying to get to the King Power. People are just cheering, horns beeping, horns blazing. They all want to celebrate their club, Leicester City, who have won the Premier League. As you can hear, it's absolute pandemonium here at the King Power Stadium. I'm right bang in the middle of the crowd with fans. They've got inflatable Premier League cups, an inflatable ball, and they're just passing it around the crowd. There's one man imitating the lifting of a Premier League cup, which is going to happen soon, because now Leicester City are Premier League
It's
champions.
Christmas Eve, and here on Leicester's High Street, many of the retailers have started their January sales early. Now, at the High Cross behind me, it saw its busiest shopping day since 2012, with more than 97,000 shoppers through its doors last weekend. Now, many people here are buying last-minute bargains before Christmas Day, but a recent survey of 100 businesses by the CBI found that in December, retail figures were not so strong, and therefore in January the outlook is also fairly weak.